But you can't come out here and say, oh, the offensive line sucks. The receivers can't get open. We don't have a running game. The play calling is stale. Frank Wright should let Thomas Brown call the plays, which are all things we agreed on. And then come back and say, oh, yeah, it's Bryce's fault. Fuck Bryce. It's his fault. Even though you proceed to name out everything around him that is relevant to a quarterback in the NFL failing, all of those factors goes into a quarterback in the NFL failing, and then it all circles back around to, oh, fuck Bryce. He's sorry as fuck, which is your exact words. Fuck Bryce. He's sorry as fuck. The miniature bastard. Can't stand to hear him talk. Can't stand to hear him walk. You can make all those statements and still come back to that one. Because to me,
can I ask you a question?
No, let me finish.
Yes, go ahead.
To me, that makes no fucking sense. That's like me saying I got a 2001 Honda Accord. I go and put 4 brand new tires on it. The bitch breaks down tomorrow. And so now I'm all of a sudden blaming the fucking tires for the car breaking down. No, I knew everything on that bitch was fucked up before. The tires just got here. The tires just got here. There's no way that they are the cause of my car breaking down. So, I mean, that's what I would like. That's the point that I would like to make. So, to me, it just doesn't make sense. You either stand on what the fuck you're saying one week and stop changing it up week to week, and then that's when it will be a legitimate argument for what you're saying. What they say, stand on business. Stand on what the fuck you said. Stand on business. Don't change it week to week.
Did the offensive line look good this week?
Yeah, they look fairly decent this week.
Cool. So
proud of them.
So then stop right there. Okay, cool. Was the play calling more creative this week?
It did look a lot better this week.
Okay, cool. What else did he fucking say? Did receivers win more routes this week than they have in the past?
Adam Thielen did. Yes, he looked great.
No, not just Adam Thielen, nigga. Mingo too.
Mingo, he looked.
Chark too.
He looked great. Their numbers.
So then don't tell me that I can't fucking waver when I see. Okay, cool. Well, everything that we said in the past was addressed. It seems like this week, everything that we said in the past was a lot miles ahead of what it was before, and we still get blown out by 18. So now I have to look at something different because all of the shit you just mentioned with the play calling, receivers not winning routes, the run game was the most efficient it's been all season. Maybe with the exception of the Atlanta game, because Miles Sanders' touches just went completely out of the window after he gave the ball up. But even when you sub LaVisca in, extremely efficient, you can only have so much of a run game when you start the game off down 14. So all of the shit you just said, like that shit is cute. You want to say all of this catchy shit, stand on business, XYZ, okay, great.
It's not catchy, it's true.
Okay, great, nigga. But you turn on that fucking film. Did you watch film this week?
Of course.
Okay, cool. I did too. And I saw that the fucking offensive line looked great. I saw that even with Zavala getting stretched, I seen that the weapons around him were winning a lot more routes than they have in the past. He still continues to hold on to the football a lot longer. I saw the run game was efficient when we had the opportunity to run the football, which was very, very extremely short amount of time because we went down 14-0. So don't tell me to quote-unquote stand on business when, okay, cool, maybe my stance was that in weeks prior. But then I turn on the film this week and I see, okay, well, all of this other shit around him seemed to be going pretty well. Seemed to be going pretty good.
Okay.
But then we turn the fucking football over.
That makes sense for
then we turn the football over. Then he puts us in a hole where we're down 14-0.
That's a great argument for 1 week. You can make you can make that argument for 1 week, but don't open up the pod and say, "Oh, he's cost us all 5 games or all 4 games."
He has.
So that's when your argument turns to bullshit.
No, it doesn't.
Because then the game before,
the Minnesota game,
where you said
when he fumbled the ball and it got returned for a touchdown, and gave them the lead.
Where you came in here and said, "Oh, I looked at film. Bryce looked good."
Yeah, I said that was his best game.
It was his best game. I don't really think it was Bryce's fault. But then you come and
I said that Bryce Young continues to put us in compromising situations.
But then you come and change the whole stance again week by week. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
fuck Bryce.
It's either one or the other.
Okay, cool. You want me to stand on business? This is what it is for JJ. It's fuck Bryce.
Okay, cool.
It's fuck Bryce until he does something when it's not.
And
there's nothing this season that he can do where it's not that.
You got to always add in that something so you can come back. You know how when you get rid of a girl, you got to always leave something there where it's like, oh, let me spin the block. Let me come and pick up my old fucking T-shirt. So I understand why you said that.
He just putting a T-shirt down.
Yeah, he just putting his T-shirt down. Because
I'm just putting my T-shirt down. And what really kills me about this whole shit, is that a nigga like him will try and slander me because I'm saying fuck Bryce or because I'm telling him that Bryce is putting us in compromising situations. But who was the first nigga at the store to get the nigga's jersey? This nigga don't realize like I really bleed and I'll die behind this shit. He don't understand that shit. So when I turn on the fucking film and I tell this nigga that this dude keeps continuing to compromise us, and then all of a sudden, but you just agree with me here, you just agree with me there. Nigga, all of that shit can still be true. And he still continues to fucking compromise.
And all of my shit can still be true. Like, I mean, what are you saying?
I'm saying that we may win 1 or 2 football games.
Tavian, what did you have to say?
So let me ask you a question. If we go 2-15, what do I need to do? I need to come on here and tell everybody to be patient and tell everybody that things are going to change. Give them 2 more years to fucking develop. That's what I'm supposed to do.
I mean, quite frankly, you really don't have a choice.
Exactly.
There's too much invested in Bryce. There's really no point in bashing him because it's not like you're going to switch out quarterbacks. You're not making any trades for like another quarterback. You just spent a crazy amount of capital trying to get the dude, and you have already said multiple times on record that there isn't enough around him for him to be prosperous, nor majority of the league to be prosperous in this situation. So we already know that. And okay, he's a rookie. Like, he's gonna make rookie mistakes. He's gonna go through growing pains. You're seeing, and I know I'm one of the ones that says you have to look at C.J. Stroud and Anthony Richardson, which is true. But
dick in the fucking league. So everybody wants to keep fucking saying this nigga is a fucking rookie. So is that the excuse that we gonna fucking go with when it's year 2? So now all of a sudden he's not a rookie no more. It's a fucking sophomore slump. What do y'all niggas want?
But again,
tell me what the fucking film shows you.
The film
you go
shows
turn
that
on
there's moments.
CJ. No, nigga. That's what the fucking commentators keep saying. No, that's what the commentators keep saying.
If you watch the film this week, then you will see that because you just told me.
When the nigga went in the fucking prevent defense for the whole second half.
You just told me he had a good. So that drive where he put up when they scored 7 when it was 14-7, he didn't have a good drive.
Yeah, that was a good drive. Cool.
Okay, so that's not. Is that not moments? Is that not
one drive out of the niggas having 28.5 minutes of time of possession? One drive, I'm supposed to take that and fucking jack them off?
No, because they had 24 points, so obviously it wasn't one drive.
It was one drive when them niggas wasn't in prevent defense.
Them niggas were not in prevent defense.
When them niggas wasn't in prevent defense, that's what it was.
I don't know what you were looking at, but them niggas were not in fucking prevent defense. Prevent defense is when you're playing fucking soft as fuck. You're letting them catch the ball fucking 10 or 15 yards. That shit was not happening in the last fucking drive or the last 2 drives that they scored. That shit is just fucking cap. So stop saying that. That shit is not true.
They were playing soft as fuck.
You
when you up 20 points, you gonna play fucking soft as fuck.
Again, when you're watching it, you can see it starting to come together for Bryce. I think there were moments in this game where you see him start to develop. You see a little bit of growth. Now, what you want to see going forward is you want to see that continue. But there was definitely moments in this game where you could see it clicking.
Yeah.
And you can see the decision making. You can see him getting a little bit more comfortable once he started. Because you got to remember, the motherfucker hasn't been able to trust his goddamn O-line for the last 4 fucking weeks. So for the clock in his head to be sped up to start the game makes fucking sense.
He has no clock in his head. He has no clock in his head.
He hasn't been able to establish one because he ain't been protected.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. He has no clock in his head.
No.
Did we not spend the first 4 weeks bashing the O-line?
You can go look at the stat that said that we have the most fucking rushed offensive line in the league. They allow the most pressures in the fucking league. On track to allow the most since the stat has been fucking recorded.
When you want to sit back and you want to pat the ball for 4 seconds, that's what's going to end up happening. I can show you numerous. I will legitimately spend a whole fucking 24-hour period, go through every single game film, and pull every single play of when the nigga had ample amount of time to throw the football and he's breaking the pocket trying to recreate some other shit that he don't need to, where he's scrambling when he don't need to. So, okay, cool. We want to,
that's
so
part of learning.
again, we want to talk about the offensive line. Go ahead. Continue with your point. Go ahead and suck the nigga's dick.
That's part of learning. That's part of learning. Learning when to scramble, when not to scramble, when to make plays, when not to make plays, when to take the easy throws, when to take a risky throw. That's all part of developing as a quarterback in this league because you're going to have to do that at some point or another. Right or wrong. And when you talk about him patting the ball for 4 seconds, I mean, I have to pat the ball for 4 seconds when it takes 7 seconds for my niggas to get open. I mean, nobody's winning fucking routes. You said this week is the first time that they've won fucking routes.
That's not what I said.
That is exactly.
That's not what I said. That is not what I said.
You said everything that we came on here and bashed them for, they improved this week.
I did not at any point say that this was the only fucking week that the receivers won routes. Because I was just in the fucking stadium last week and I seen fucking Thielen at the end of the game jacking his fucking cock in the fucking end zone. The ball wasn't thrown. I seen on multiple occasions week 1, niggas open down the field, the ball was overthrown. So don't tell me I came on this podcast and said that this is the only week that niggas won their routes. I didn't fucking say that. You
said something closely correlated.
I didn't say any. Don't
like
take
not
shit.
Even 30 seconds ago.
Don't say shit was fucking closely correlated, nigga.
Yeah.
Say what I said. Say what I said.
I think that's
my
what you
point
said.
in saying all of that shit was that everything came together. Everything that niggas have been bitching about came together. Everything was clicking on all cylinders. The offensive line looked good. He was winning routes. The play calling was more efficient, more creative. The run game was more efficient. All of the shit that niggas have been bitching about, it all came together this week, and then we get fucking dicked.
Okay.
But okay.
So I'm asking you, why is that?
Okay, and
they had nowhere else to go. They couldn't do anything but get better because they were so god awful.
And in that game that you said he played his best game, and you didn't really think it was Bryce's fault. So that's the game he came together, and where the fuck was everybody else? Dealing with the same fucking shit.
In the back of the end zone, wide open, he's patting the football.
No, that's not what you said. That's
no,
not.
I mean,
that's
Terrence,
not what you said last
legitimately
week.
watch the all 22 when we're done recording, and I can tell you on multiple. I can show you on multiple instances where this nigga fucking nutted himself.
That's not what you said last week. What I'm saying is, when you said that it was the best game that he's played,
that's not saying much.
You said it was the best game that he's played.
That's not saying much.
When you went and looked at the film, that you didn't feel like it was Bryce's fault and that he was accurate with the football. Where the fuck was all of those factors we just named out? What the fuck were they doing?
Because the thing about it, what do you mean, what the fuck were they doing? You were still in the game.
They weren't doing.
You were still in the game to win. Then what happens?
They were not playing to the caliber that they played this previous week.
And then what happens?
So you proceed to go and say that, oh, everything started clicking this week besides Bryce. But when Bryce was clicking last week and everything else around him wasn't clicking, you didn't have shit to say.
He still had a chance to win.
You didn't have shit to say.
He still had a chance to win the game, and then he held the football too long. Missed on a wide open receiver underneath. He missed 2 or 3 wide open receivers on 2 or 3 separate instances on that last drive. But that shit, that's just information that is just like, nigga, I mean, if you know, then you know. If you don't, for the sake of the podcast and the flow of it, let's just go.
I mean, you yell and tell us every week. You already told me that 10 times that he missed 2 open receivers.
Okay, cool. So then you already know.
Okay, cool.
So don't ask where niggas was at.
Don't
ask where niggas was at, because niggas was still making plays.
You're telling me
niggas was still outside.
You're telling me about
9
one
catches.
fucking drive. You're telling me about one drive.
The most important drive. With the game on the line, they talk about he humble, but he know he the shit. He's so cold. He's so, so stoic. Never changes his emotions. His processing is next level. All of this shit. But when the game was on the line, what did he do? What did he do?
You tell
Don't
me.
get quiet.
You tell me.
What the fuck did he do last week when the game was on the line?
You the one yelling. You tell me. It sounds like you want to say it.
No, I don't give a fuck about saying it. Niggas can watch the film or they can't.
Yeah,
niggas can go watch the all 22 or they can't. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I
spend the $15 a month for the shit.
I watched the all 22 this week, and I just think you would be dumb as fuck to come out of there and say that you didn't see anything positive from Bryce.